It's week 3 of the NFL, and we'll watch Chuba Hubbard. He's the NFL's ultimate red zone back and your leader in rushing touchdowns. It's the Panthers and the Raiders coming up next.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here in the booth. Partner, these are a couple of teams that struggled a year ago, finished out of the playoffs. They were under 500, but that's what you love about the NFL. A new season brings renewed optimism.
Absolutely, and really, Mike, a lot of new faces at critical places. I mean, there is a lot of new pieces to the puzzle here, both coaching staff and the roster of players. They believe last year is over. They do not think there is any correlation between the squad they're planning to put on the field today and that one that we saw really go through some growing pains and struggles just a year ago.
Velus Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Panthers now ready to get to work on offense for the first time. They are led out by a man who's done this now for a long time. Their veteran quarterback.
What we saw last week, Mike, was just a quarterback that was taking what the defense gave him and just playing a really well-rounded game. I mean, he found the end zone a total of 3 times, twice on the ground, once through the air. But most importantly, he avoided those back-breaking mistakes that could have come back to haunt them. If he continues to play at that level, it's going to be a hard team to beat on any given day.
They'll motion the tight end, Thomas. Back to throw. That into the hands of Hubbard. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
These two got it going on. 19 on that connection, and another first down.
And this is where the quarterback's improv skills really kind of come into play. The ability to play off-platform, throw from different arm angles. It's something that we're seeing a lot play out across the league. And yes, you have to throw from a spot in the middle of the pocket. But if you can only do that, it's hard to play quarterback in today's NFL.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. They'll motion the tight end, Thomas. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. The throw left side, taken in by Thomas. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
Here's 1st and 10. A run with Hubbard, and he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll go again with Hubbard. And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal. Some good running there. Gets them down to about the 2-yard line.
A huge advantage to red zone offense is the ability to run the ball. In this case, I thought he was going to score. He takes it all the way down inside the 2, sets up 1st and goal.
Great chance to make an early statement here on the road. It is 1st and goal. They'll run with Hubbard. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Chuba Hubbard. Touchdown, Panthers. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
So 7-0 the score, and set now for the dynamic kickoff. On the return is Dylan Loudby. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, drafted back in 2019 out of Washington State. It's Gardner Minshew.
We both could get the sense from talking to him this week leading up to today's game, Mike, just the amount of pressure he felt that was on his shoulders. And frankly, in the entire locker room, they need to get their first win. When you study NFL history, starting a season 0-3, not many teams have ever made the playoffs in the Super Bowl era, only 6. So if they want to get a chance to find themselves in the playoff hunt, if they just want to get their season on track, a win today is going to go a long way.
Here's 2nd and 6. Another run here with Mitchell. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 2.
On the handoff, it's Madison. 1st down and more past midfield. 14 yards on the pickup there.
Each week coming into the game, every team in the league, Mike, places a huge emphasis on success on their opening drive. But the key to that is sustaining possession, converting on 3rd down. It's exactly what they were able to do here, keeping the ball on the ground.
And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Let's give some love to the big guys up front here, Mike. The offensive line is looking good here early to start the game. Couple nice big explosive runs. Expect them to continue to lean on the big guys up front as the rest of this game unfolds.
They'll go again with Mitchell. Well, they weren't going to get him the second time with the same back. Defense all over that one. They stop him for no gain. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
At the 32-yard line.
A give to Mitchell. He'll be stopped after a pickup of about 3. From his interior spot, that's Derek Brown on the tackle. They need to get to the 22, but now face 3rd down. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. And we're back in Vegas after this. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. Over the middle, that's the tight end Bowers. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, than on 3rd down or critical moments. That's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2.
At the 10-yard line.
On the handoff, here comes Mitchell. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
And he's going the wrong way, dropped back at the 7.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
And he's close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him short, put him down at the 1. The ball inches from the goal line, 3rd and goal. They'll run with Madison. And he will not get in. The defense stands their ground, pushes him back, and they force 4th down. Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders are on the board. It's 7-3.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense and their back Chuba Hubbard set to come back on the field. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense will need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. Set to go now on 1st and 10. This drive begins with a run by Hubbard. And to pick up 3 or maybe 4, Robert Spillane spills him there. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Working free downfield. It's Thielen. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. They're going to run right over center with Hubbard. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Looking to throw here on 2nd and 10. To the right side and corralled by Thielen. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Here's a handoff to Hubbard. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. 7-3 is the score. 2 minutes to play in the first half. We'll return to Las Vegas after this. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down.
It's just so impressive to see how good these guys are, especially the veterans, Mike. They've been out there a long time, a lot of experience. They know exactly where they are on the sideline, not only to secure this catch, but to be able to toe tap and drag that 2nd foot. That's a big-time play.
And he's into the end zone. Chuba Hubbard. Touchdown, Carolina. So that's his 2nd touchdown of this one, and he's got a half dozen for the year. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Makes the score Panthers 14, Raiders 3. Eddie Pinheiro to kick off for the Panthers.
So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. Laube now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense and Elijah Mitchell getting ready for their next possession. They trail now 14-3, so an 11-point deficit as they start things out with 1st and 10. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical.
Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. The Panthers have it. And he rumbles his way into the end zone. The fumble recovery and the great return for the touchdown. Oh, there's nothing better than when the defense scores a touchdown, except when a big man on the defense finds his way to the end zone.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since that guy had a ball in his hand, Mike, probably since his earlier days as a young kid. But, boy, he looked comfortable. What a return. What a play for him to be able to pick up that loose ball and bring it all the way back. Man, nothing brings life to a sideline like a defensive lineman touchdown.
So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. Laube now to return it. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Raiders offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. Now timeout Vegas. That is their second. And they'll get together prior to this second down play.
In what's been a pretty one-sided affair from the opening whistle, it just seems like it continues to get worse. This defense, they know they have them on the edge, and they continue to rush the quarterback the way they are. I'm not sure what this offense can do come the second half.
He's got Myers on the completion. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. The veteran, Jadeveon Clowney, still at it, and he still has it. He gets the sack. The fair catch here, called for and made beyond the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He's going to look for the home run ball.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game.
So we are at halftime, and the visiting Panthers are out on top. As we're off to Orlando, going to check in with Jonathan Coachman, who's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started over at the Caesar Superdome in New Orleans, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Saquon Barkley, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And that one's at halftime with the visiting Lions out on top. Jared Goff has a touchdown pass to his favorite target, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Baker Mayfield, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. It was the running back, Chuba Hubbard, who put together a solid first half. He chipped in a couple of touchdown runs as he was running with determination right from the word go. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Laube now to return it. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. And, look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Back is Minshew. He'll look for Mitchell out of the backfield.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
On the give, it's Mitchell. And they'll take this down inside the 35. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll fake the give, and now it's Minshew. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. And with that, let's take a look at the draft class from back in April. And this organization feels like they were able to address some holes and take some guys with upside that they feel can be big-time contributors in the years to come.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in.
This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up. On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This will be a 46-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Raiders are back within 2 scores.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
The Panthers offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this 2nd half. Going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Man in motion, heading left. He'll look to throw. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. That's a really good effort on 3rd down, just trying to make something happen. He did well to get what he got, but it's not enough for a first.
No move for the punt team. The offense staying out there for fourth down. He's got his tight end. That's Sanders. And he's going to have a Panthers first down, as this defense a little too loose there, giving up 19 yards on fourth down. Now they'll set up to throw. That's the left side, hauled in by Leggett. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. He'll drop to throw. That'll be caught right side by the rookie wideout. 10 yards the gain on the pitch and catch. It's good for a Panther first down.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch.
Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Rough sequence over these last couple plays. First down sack, 2nd down big play attempt, falls incomplete. And now to make matters worse, you got to operate in 3rd and long on a defense that knows they can just pin their ears back and try to get after the quarterback.
That'll be incomplete, so they go for the trickery, but it does not work out, and it's going to be 4th down. Now there's a throw out wide. Hey, this might be a double pass. This is caught. He's got a long way to go. And it works to perfection. A double pass leading to a run into the end zone for a touchdown. Now Pinheiro to add on the extra point. It's up and through. Panthers will extend this 3rd quarter lead. So now after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. Laube now to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Raiders offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. Our next drive getting ready to start, and we'll let you know what's coming up here later tonight. It is a good one. The Chiefs and Falcons in Atlanta. 2nd primetime appearance for the Falcons in the last 2 weeks. Then on Monday, a doubleheader comes your way. It's the Jags and the Bills in Orchard Park. Note the start time, 7:30 Eastern, followed by the Commanders and Bengals. That kicks off at the usual 8:15 starting time.
That's good for a Las Vegas first down.
So, 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team...
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Minshew. And that is incomplete.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the fourth quarter. You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. He will find Thomas. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
He's got it at the 7. Take a look at his receiving numbers. So he has been terrific. Over 100 yards in this one. A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll look to throw again.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
Stop at the 6, and that sets up 3rd and goal. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Panthers. And another score puts them in great shape here in the fourth quarter. Greg, looks like they are on their way to 3 games and 3 wins.
And they say the only thing better than being 2-0, Mike, is being 3-0. And barring something unforeseen here down the stretch, they're going to get their 3rd straight victory to start this season. Can't ask for a much better start, and this is going to give them a real good opportunity late in the season to find themselves in pretty good position.
So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. Laube now to return it. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Throwing is Minshew. This one finds Peoples-Jones. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Minshew out of the pistol here. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down. Now Minshew. Over the middle. That's the tight end, Bowers. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. In motion, Peoples-Jones. To the air once more is Minshew. Now he'll run. And he will slide to a halt, but he does have the 1st down. 15 yards the pickup. Good for a 1st down. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. And a good job to make sure he didn't get loose. Brought down around the 7. 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
Minshew. This one caught at the 4. And he's going to be out of bounds as the clock will stop. It would have stopped anyway as we've hit the 2-minute warning. They look to throw it with Minshew. And they are into the end zone for the first time today. Touchdown, Raiders. Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. He's got it. And the Raiders are able to edge a bit closer. So the late score gets them a bit closer to respectability. They'll try to get even closer with an onside kick.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the 4th quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
They'll motion over Thielen. Off play action. The blitz overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes. Back to throw. Over the middle, he's got Leggett. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. Now a 3rd and 2. They send a receiver in motion left. He's got his man. It's complete to Thomas. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He'll get rid of it and complete it. 6 catches for him in the ball game now. And this one's good for a first down. They'll put a receiver in motion right. That into the hands of Hubbard. And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them down to the 1. They're trying to run it. It's Hubbard. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards. Now, faking the give. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal. So this one a win for the visiting Panthers. They continue their winning ways in the month of September. They're off to a 3-0 start. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.